Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Todd Chrisley's shocking allegations in first interview behind bars. Todd Chrisley just conducted his first interview since going behind bars. While the prison wouldn't allow him to take part in the interview, News Nation's Brian Enton talked with Chrisley's attorney, relaying the answers from his client. The interview included some shocking accusations against the prison. Here is what Chrisley has accused the prison of and what it means for the reality TV star. Todd Chrisley levels accusations against prison. Todd Chrisley, 54, has found a way to get his message out despite the prison refusing to allow him interviews. Using his attorney, Enton interviewed Todd and talked about the alleged conditions of the Pensacola prison. Todd is in prison after he and his wife Julie, 50, were found guilty of defrauding banks out of more than $30 million and hiding money from the IRS. In the interview, Todd alleged that the conditions of the prison were dangerous, unsanitary, and unsafe. Todd claims the food the prison is feeding inmates is past expiration and is kept in storage facilities with rats, squirrels, and even a dead cat. It's out of date by, at minimum, a year. It's a year past expiration, Todd alleges. He also said that most inmates don't even get 1,000 calories a day, and the prison is starving the men there. Todd said he has been able to eat safer since he can buy meals at the commissary. However, he said the warden has limited what inmates can buy there to keep them hungry. She said commissary is a privilege, not a right, Todd claims. When asked about this by News Nation, the prison said the food was both nutritious and up-to-date. Todd claims someone in the prison is blackmailing his family. There was one other major allegation that Todd Chrisley made in his interview. He said that someone took a picture of him while he was sleeping. They then sent the photo to his daughter and said they would protect Todd for $2,600 a month. This also wasn't the first time this has come up. Todd's attorney, Jay Sergant, said the same thing in July. He said someone had taken a picture of Todd while he was sleeping, but he never mentioned at the time the person had sent it to his daughter in a blackmail scheme. There was one other accusation where Todd said there are recordings of the prison staff talking about humbling him with diesel therapy and shackles. The prison has denied most of the claims against them. For the first time since entering federal prison, Todd Chrisley is breaking his silence. And what he's saying is nothing short of explosive. In a bombshell interview conducted from behind the stark walls of Pensacola Federal Prison, the former reality TV patriarch, known for his sharp tongue and lavish lifestyle, opened up to an independent journalist granted rare access to him. What began as a routine cue and quickly spiraled into a shocking expose on corruption, betrayal, and Todd's unwavering fight to reclaim his life and family. Wearing a standard-issue khaki uniform and sitting in a plain plastic chair across from a cracked Formica table, Todd Chrisley looked like a man transformed, but not defeated. His hair was clipped short, his famous tan was fading, but his signature intensity hadn't dulled in the slightest. "Let me tell you something," he began, his voice steady but edged with fire. "The truth doesn't go away just because powerful people want to bury it. And I'm not going to be silent anymore." Todd wasted no time diving into the details. First on the list, what he calls a rigged and rotten judicial system that he believes targeted him and Julie from the beginning. "They wanted to make an example out of us," he claimed, leaning in. "Southern, wealthy, faith-based, everything they don't like. They wanted to destroy the image we built because it didn't fit their narrative." The reality star accused federal prosecutors of misconduct and hiding key evidence during the trial. Evidence, he says, could have cleared both him and Julie. "We were never supposed to win. The trial was a stage, and we were the spectacle. But they didn't count on the fact that I remember every detail. And I've got the receipts, literally." Perhaps the most shocking allegation was what Todd called a quid pro quo arrangement between a former business associate and investigators. "I'll say this clearly," Todd said, looking straight into the camera. "Someone very close to us made a deal. They offered the feds a cleaner story in exchange for a lighter sentence of their own. And we took the fall. He didn't name names, but hinted that the betrayal had come from inside the house. Figuratively speaking, you don't spend decades building a family and an empire only to watch it be sold off by someone who sat at whether he thought Julie had been treated fairly by the system. Todd's eyes misted. Julie is the purest soul I've ever known. She's a mother, a wife, and a woman of God, and they locked her up like she was a threat to society. Meanwhile, real criminals, violent ones, walk the streets. It's sickening. His voice cracked, and for a moment, the bravado melted away, revealing a man struggling with helplessness. She writes me every day. We talk when we can. But there's a part of me that dies every time I hear her voice behind bars. She doesn't belong there. None of this is right. Then came another twist, one that could send shockwaves through the legal system if proven true. Todd alleged that he had been offered a deal prior to sentencing that would have kept Julie out of prison if he accepted full blame. They dangled it in front of me like bait. Take the heat, let Julie go free, they said. But when I asked to see it in writing, suddenly it disappeared. He believes it was a psychological ploy, designed to weaken him and fracture his resolve. They played dirty, and they underestimated me. While much of the interview centered on the trial and its fallout, Todd also reflected on the toll it has taken on his family. Savannah is holding the fort, but she's breaking inside. Grayson's struggling. Chloe asks questions that no child should have to ask. And Chase, he's angry, rightfully so. Our family didn't just lose our freedom. We lost our peace. Still, despite everything, Todd remains defiant and focused on a long-term goal. This isn't the end. We're appealing. And not just in court. We're appealing to the public, to people who still believe in fairness, in truth. Our story isn't over. In a particularly emotional moment, he revealed that he'd been writing a memoir in prison. It's called Convicted, but not Guilty. It's part diary, part legal breakdown, part warning to others. People need to know how easy it is for everything you love to be taken from you. When asked what he hopes people will take away from his story, Todd leaned back and paused before responding. I want them to know that fame doesn't protect you. In fact, it makes you a target. But I also want them to see that faith can sustain you, even when the walls close in. Toward the end of the interview, he softened slightly, talking about the daily routines of prison life. He teaches a GED class, leads a weekly Bible study, and has even learned to do his own laundry, which Julie always said would happen when hell froze over. But even through the humor, the pain lingered. I've lost time. I've lost memories I'll never get back, but I haven't lost my voice. And I won't let them silence me. As the interview wrapped, Todd offered a final cryptic remark. When the truth finally comes out, and it will, people are going to be shocked at who's really behind all of this. And they're going to owe Julie one hell of an apology. Whether his claims hold weight or not, one thing is certain, Todd Chrisley isn't going quietly. And with his new reality show The Chrisleys, Back to Reality set to premiere soon, including never-before-seen footage from their prison journey, the world hasn't seen the last of him.